Welcome back to From the Green Room. My guest tonight is Tristan Matthews of the band All the Pretty Things. How you doing, Tristan?
Hey Brian, how you doing, man?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us, man. And um, what's coming up with the band next? What do you guys got out? Or what do you guys got coming up next on your schedule?
Well, I mean, first, pleasure to be here. It's really awesome that you've taken some time to have a conversation with me and I guess us as the band. But so that's much appreciated. As far as what's coming out, we just put out a new single every now and then that is streaming kind of all the usual locations, Apple Music, Spotify, etc., etc. That is the current thing that's out, what we're promoting. However, we are working on a full-length record. We haven't decided how we're putting that out yet, whether or not we're going to break that up into smaller chunks. We haven't decided, but it's important to note that there is a large body of work that's being
awesome
kind of finished up and will be off to mixing. Will be the end of this week.
Oh wow. So we should expect something new from you guys very soon.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to keep a consistent release schedule to keep people tuned in. But as far as the record coming out, or what we envision as the next solid body of work, we don't actually have a date or an idea when that may come out. So the idea is that we're going to get it finished and mixed and mastered and all that kind of stuff, and then hopefully shop it around, see if anybody's interested in putting it out. Jamie's our manager is in charge of that stuff. So once we kind of have the product in our hands, I think it'll be an easier way to figure out whether or not we're going to release a record or an EP, or and also how we're going to do that. We just kind of got to feel it out once we have the product done.
Right. So All the Pretty Things consist of musicians from other bands. Tell us a bit about how you guys came to be.
Yeah, so our drummer Jeremy, he's most well known for being the drummer of Alisana. With our guitar player, he was formerly a touring member of He Is Legend. Myself, I was a touring guitar technician for a long time, so I've been around the industry for 16 years or so. Gotcha. Touring professionally. But I also one of the bands that I was working for at the time, their bass player quit and they asked me to kind of fill in, so I was their touring bass player as well for a long time. And that's just kind of a little bit about us. But when it kind of came together, I had met Worth through a mutual friend. He worked at a music store and starting a studio, and then I was like new in town, so I didn't know anybody, and I was like, I'll come help you. I kind of forced my way into that situation. and this guy's business partner was Worth, our other guitar player. So that's how I met him. And then once I met Worth and realized that we have quite similar taste in music, and our outlook on how to create music is very much aligned. And so, we just kind of started working on music at some point down the line after we became friends. So once we started doing that, that's when we realized, we kind of have something that we're quite enjoying here. Like, let's continue to create songs and demo things, and maybe let's try to find a singer. Okay. And this is where Logan comes in. Logan's been friends with Worth for a long time. They're both natives of Wilmington, North Carolina. So they kind of came up in that scene together. They never really played music together, but they've worked on projects and played shows with each other's bands and that
Gotcha.
kind of thing.
Right.
So this was the first project that those two have worked together on. But the second that, we kind of talked about singers and who we might have, and we threw a few names around and reached out to a few people and even had people send stuff in, and it was just never quite right. Um, so we kind of did the same thing to Logan as well. We said, hey, we have this band. He heard the songs. He was excited about it. But then we didn't hear anything from him for months. So we thought,
Right.
okay, maybe he's not that interested or whatever. And then one day we just get a random email in the inbox, and it's a demo from him with some vocals on it.
Nice.
So we hear that, and what we heard is what everybody else hears on Every Now and Then. Those vocals are his audition vocals.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's how good they were when they came in. It was record ready.
Wow, that's I don't know anything much about being in a band, but I would say that's rare, right?
I would definitely say that. I mean, I would have assumed that any vocal that you put on a song as an audition is probably not something that we're going to use, but it would be something that would be interesting enough for us to get our attention.
Right.
When it's that good, you realize that, oh, this is the guy that we have to have, and that was kind of it. Like, we knew instantly. We didn't know what we were searching for in the first place. We just knew the level or caliber of professionalism, or whatever you want to call it, where it had to be. And with Logan, that's the case. And what's great about that, like, as much of a control freak as I can be about music that I make, and the same can be said for everybody else in the band.
Right.
It's nice to be able to have that trust in your bandmates, where you can just be like, all right, well, I don't have to worry about what you're bringing to the table, because you're already better than I am at everything. Right. So, I don't have to worry about that, which is super nice. And it's really cool to just be able to trust your bandmates and know that they're going to serve the song, number one, but number two, they're going to come up with really cool parts.
Oh, yeah.
So we're stoked at like how the dynamic of the four of us so far is working together nicely,
That's awesome, and that's hard to find with any type of thing, organized thing. So that's really cool that you guys got that. I read that you guys keep your inspiration up by naming unfinished songs after your favorite movies, lines from your favorite movies.
Yeah, I mean, we're actually essentially a bunch of adult children, and we've never grown up properly. So, of course, we have to be as mature as possible and name our songs the dumbest things.
Yeah, quite often I'm an adult child too. So,
yeah, yeah, quite often we'll it'll be one of us that's watching a certain movie at a time, and like that just happens to be the movie, and then if that person has written a bunch of songs, it's literally the entire script is named in the song title. So it's a running gag. It just kind of, it also helps us know which song's which, because I was trying to keep organized with my thoughts, because ADHD brain, I can't.
I feel you.
I was trying my very best to be like organized. Like, I'm gonna make sure that like, all our demos are like nice and organized, and I've got all this file structure and all this stuff. And I started out with like, I'm gonna call it demo 001, and that's gonna be demo 002.
Right.
And I probably did about 20 demos of that stuff, and while we were, starting out with this project, and we just had a hard time. We couldn't tell which song was which, because was it demo 4, was it demo 5?
Right.
Like, at least we know if we start calling it some like a name,
right,
then we have the association with it. So demo 001 does not work, and I advise everyone else not to do what I did.
Right, because eventually, if they're all all the same type of thing, music or whatever, it's gonna get mixed up. And I've done that before. I've I get sidetracked and try to keep stuff scheduled and written down and all that, and it doesn't work all the time. But like, that caught my eye because it said something about Ace Ventura is one of your guys' someone's favorite movie, which I could probably quote that movie line to line from front, from beginning to end. It was one of my favorite movies when I was younger. Still is today, but
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how movies like that, just small little phrases, little things, have embedded their way into my lexicon. I don't
right,
even think about it sometimes. It's just things that happen. It's just very, it's kind of funny, but then people look at you weird if they don't get it. Um, because quite often it's just so like off the cuff that you didn't even think about it. But if
right,
someone is as weird, I would imagine if I did it in front of you, you'd be like, "Hang on a minute, that I know what that is."
right,
Of
right.
course, I'm not going to give any of that away now, but
That's funny. I like that. I mean, that was good to read. It was kind of an interesting thing to read about. Um, so where can we find out what's going on with the band and what you guys are up to and where you're going to be, and also is where can we find your music as well?
so yeah, we're pretty active on the social medias. We're on the Facebook and the Instagrams. Most of our social media handles, I don't think there's anything different. It's all at all the pretty things official.
Okay.
That's pretty much all our information right now. We do have a website coming. That'll be alltheprettythingsofficial.com.
Okay.
That is currently in the works, and eventually that'll have a web store and kind of a central hub to have everything located. And then music, just go on whatever streaming service you use and search for All the Pretty Things. You will find Teenage Lines, our first single, and our new single every now and then. And if you do happen to use Spotify, give us a follow. If you use Instagram, give us a follow.
Of course.
If you use Facebook, give us a follow.
Oh
all
yeah.
the all the good stuff. Anything helps. It all is used to expand our reach and show our music to new people. And if people like it, then they can share that with other people. And that's kind of all we ask from everybody.
Yep. That's the way we keep music alive, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So as just off out of the band part, looking forward to any shows coming up that you want to go see as a fan this year.
Ooh, well, there was the new All American Rejects tour with New Found Glory, Motion City Soundtrack, Starting Line, and the Get Up Kids.
Mm-hmm.
That is like peak 2004, 5,
Right, right,
kind of tour.
right.
And so I definitely want to go check that out. That was one that I saw that was pretty big, that I would like to see. Um, I actually wanted to go check out the Journey and Toto show that just came through town, but I forgot which day it was and I didn't go. So I missed that one out. But
They haven't announced that they haven't announced Journey yet here. I don't know if they're coming through Indiana or not. So
not sure. I know that they were up that way a couple weeks ago. So
okay, yeah, the outdoor stuff, the amphitheater stuff hasn't started yet. So that's normally where they run through, but I don't think that starts for another month or so when it gets warm. But yeah, I'm looking forward to some of the shows. Like I think they announced Offspring and the Offspring and somebody else, one of those old punk bands that've been around for 25 years.
Yeah, I think I saw a tour announcement about that, and I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember.
Can't remember who's with them,
but yeah, I haven't seen the Offspring play in maybe 20 years, something like that. Like
I think it's Sum 41, Sum 41, the Offspring, and there's one other band from that era. But yeah, I like going to the show. Being able to do the music stuff like I have been. I haven't paid for a concert in like 6 years, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, it does have its perks sometimes. But these days, mostly like it's if I have a friend coming through that's on tour, I'm just like, let's go get lunch. Let's go get lunch. And then see ya.
Yep.
I want to go to the show. Yeah. I'm kind of like burnt out from shows a little bit. So
yeah.
Unless it's a show that I actually want to go see, if I do have a buddy that's rolling through town, I'm just gonna go hang out and maybe go after the show or whatever. Like I don't need to blow my eardrums out every time a friend comes through town,
After shooting the shows, doing photography and stuff, I can't go to a show and be a fan anymore. I'm like, I'm so used to doing it going up there, being so close to the stage, and getting my eardrums blown out. You know,
Yeah,
and I
and then just being able to like analyze everything because you're just so tuned into the inner
yeah
workings of what a concert is. It's hard to switch that off sometimes.
yeah
So I guess that's maybe my hesitation for not going to shows.
right right. Well, awesome. Thanks so much. My guest been Tristan Matthews of the band All the Pretty Things. Thank you so much for stopping by the green room and chatting with us, man. Find them on all social medias, and their website coming out soon. And find them on all your favorite social or your streaming platforms. And check out their new singles and look for that full length album, hopefully coming out soon. And Tristan, thanks for joining us, and let's do this again, man.
Yes, Brian. Anytime. Thanks, man.